Welcome to the Schoolroom with Schoolmarmy. My name is Renee. It's January 7th, 2021, and class is in session. Today, we're going to be talking about education in America. On this first episode of the Schoolroom, I really didn't know what I should talk about first, and I thought it was important to wait until January 6th went by so that we could see what the future of America was going to look like to start with, and also, just to see how everybody handled the January 6th reading of Electoral College votes. Well, now that we all know how that went down, I can go ahead and move forward and talk about education in America. So I think the first thing we need to realize is that there is a new normal in this country, and it didn't start yesterday. It didn't start in 2016 with the election of a new president. It's been going on for a long, long time. Many of you may be familiar with a news organization called the Epoch Times, and the Epoch Times not only publishes what I believe is a really good newspaper, but they also publish books. And I happen to be in possession of a set of books called The Specter of Communism, written by the Epoch Times, and I would highly encourage you to get a copy of those. You can get them from the Epoch Times, and I'll throw a link down below so that you can see where to purchase those. But if we're going to talk about education in America, we can't talk about it unless we talk about communism. We really, truly cannot. And, and volume two of the Epoch Times book series called The Specter of Communism talks about communism in education. It's got a whole chapter. Chapter 12 in book 2 talks about sabotaging education. And it's been going on for a long time. Now, before we talk about anything else, I want to tell you a little story that a dear friend of mine told me many, many years ago. And I don't see this friend much anymore, but she imparted some valuable wisdom to me, and I'm going to share it with you. So this is called the Poop and the Brownies story. And I laughed when she first told me this story. I thought it was pretty funny, and I was like, really? Okay. But here's how the story goes. When your children come to you and they ask you if it's okay if they do something that isn't actually a good thing to do, right? This mom's response, not me, but my friend, her response was, well, let me ask you a question. How much poop is it okay for me to bake into the brownies? And she would go on and she would explain the story, and she would say, so for example, if I went to the litter box and I got just the teeniest, tiniest little speck of poop and I baked it into the brownies, would that be okay? Would you still want to eat the brownies? And the children were like, no, of course I don't want to eat the brownies. If you put poop in the brownies, the whole batch of brownies is spoiled. And she would simply reply, well, is it okay for you to tell a little white lie? Is it okay for you to read something that's just a little bit not good for you? Is it okay for you to watch TV that's a little not good for you? How much poop in the brownies is too much poop to stomach is the question. It's a great question because our school systems have been infiltrated for many, many years. And there's lots of poop in the brownies now. The question is, what are we going to do about it? And how are we going to get rid of it? So on this channel, I'm going to talk to you about education in America, and we are going to examine the poop in the brownies, when it started, what it is, how we get rid of it, what do we do to take back our children's education. So I've got lots of books on my table that we're going to talk about. I've got lots of articles on my table we're going to talk about. There's lots of issues going on that we can talk about. Please comment and let me know what you want to talk about. I'll go find experts. I'll do some interviews. I'll do my research. We'll figure out how to fix American education. We'll get rid of communist ideology in our American schools, and we will bring our educational system back to a moral high ground. So I hope you will subscribe to my channel. I hope you will like this episode. I hope you will share it with your friends. And as for today, class is dismissed.